Their story opens in the peaceful Kala system, where three allied species, the bird-like Vex, the aquatic Nala, and the insectoid Rim, have built a thriving civilization across 7 worlds. Their society is built on harmony, trade, and peaceful exploration of the stars. Captain Vera of the Vex Legs, a routine patrol near the system's edge when her sensors detect massive ships approaching. The vessels are unlike anything in their databases, dark, angular, and massive. These are the ships of the Tor Empire, a ruthless species that conquers worlds for resources and slaves. The Tor fleet, led by Commander Brix, launches their attack. Without warning, their weapons are devastating. Entire cities vanish in moments. The peaceful alliance had no military. They never needed one. Their small defense ships are crushed like insects. Vera manages to send one desperate message into deep space before her ship is destroyed. It's a simple distress call on all frequencies. We are dying. Someone help us, please. The message travels through space for months while the Tor systematically destroy the Kala system. They strip mine planets, enslave survivors, and turn the once beautiful worlds into industrial hellscapes. But the message reaches Earth. Humanity has been watching the galaxy for decades, staying hidden. They know about the peaceful species and the violent empires. Most humans think they should stay isolated on their dangerous homeworld. But Admiral Kane thinks differently. When the distress call from Kala reaches Earth, Kane presents it to the Human Defense Council. The other admirals argue it's not their war. They're too far away. Humanity isn't ready for galactic conflict. Kane stands before the massive hologram showing the destroyed Kala worlds. They asked for salvation, he says quietly. We're going to give them something better. We're going to give them justice. The part ends with humanity's hidden shipyards coming alive with activity. Massive warships that were built in secret begin to power up. Humanity isn't just entering the galaxy, they're entering it angry. 6 months after the Kala system fell, the galaxy has forgotten about the peaceful alliance. The Tor Empire has moved on to threaten other worlds. But in the deep void between stars, humanity's war fleet gathers. Admiral Kane stands on the bridge of the flagship Vengeance, watching as more human ships arrive. These aren't exploration vessels. They're weapons of war built by a species that evolved on a planet trying to kill them every day. Captain Rex, Kane's second-in-command, reports the fleet status. 50 battleships with armor thick enough to survive asteroid impacts. Weapons designed by humans who understand violence in ways the galaxy has never imagined. Each ship carries warriors from Earth's most dangerous environments, the story shows. Flashbacks of human military evolution. While other species developed technology for peace, humans perfected the art of war. Their ships have redundant systems because humans expect things to break. Their weapons are built to keep firing even when damaged because humans know battles get messy. Meanwhile, on the occupied worlds of Kala, the survivors work in Tor mining operations. A young Vex named Pip, who lost his family in the invasion, overhears Tor guards talking about strange ships detected at the system's edge. The guards seem nervous, which confuses the slaves. Nothing makes the Tor nervous. Commander Brix receives reports from his scouts. Unknown vessels are approaching, but they're using technology the Tor don't recognize. The ships are massive and heavily armed, but they're not from any known galactic power. Kane's fleet moves through space like a storm of metal and fury. Each ship is named after human concepts the galaxy doesn't understand: retribution, payback, wrath, vendetta. They're not coming to save anyone. They're coming to settle a debt. The human ships begin jamming Tor communications. Advanced cyber warfare systems, developed by humans who grew up with hostile technology, tear through Tor networks like paper. The Tor Empire's coordination begins to collapse. On the mining world where Pip works, The lights flicker as human hackers infiltrate the planet's systems. For the first time since the invasion, the Tor guards look afraid. The part ends with Kane's fleet arriving at the edge of the Kala system. The admiral looks at the ruined worlds through his view screen and speaks to his captains. They called for salvation. We brought something better. We brought consequences. Asterisk, the battle begins not with grand speeches or negotiations, but with humanity doing what it does best, turning their enemies' strengths against them. The Tor fleet is powerful but predictable. They rely on overwhelming force and fear. Humans rely on cunning and controlled fury. Captain Lisa leads the first strike wing in her ship Predator. Human fighters swarm the Tor vessels like angry hornets, using tactics no civilized species would consider. They ram damaged ships, use debris as weapons, and fight with the desperation of cornered animals. The Tor are confused by human warfare. These newcomers don't follow galactic combat protocols. They don't broadcast warnings or offer surrender terms. They simply attack with methodical, terrifying efficiency. Commander Brix tries to rally his forces, but human cyber warfare has crippled his communication networks. His mighty fleet is fighting blind, while the humans coordinate with military precision learned from centuries of conflict. On the surface of the mining world, Pip and other slaves feel the ground shake as human drop pods slam down like meteors. The Tor guards rush to defensive positions, but they've never fought an enemy like this. Sergeant Wolf leads a human strike team through the mining complex. His soldiers move like ghosts, using equipment designed for Earth's deadliest environments. Night vision, motion sensors, and weapons that never jam, because humans assume everything will break at the worst possible moment. The rescued slaves can't believe what they're seeing. The humans fight like demons, but treat the freed prisoners with gentle care. It's a combination that terrifies the Tor and amazes the survivors. In space, the Tor flagship tries to retreat, but Admiral Kane has predicted this. Human ships surround the enemy vessel like wolves circling wounded prey. Kane opens a communication channel to Brix. "You wanted to be predators," Kane says, his voice cold as space. "Let me show you what real predators look like." The human fleet doesn't just defeat the Tor, they dismantle them with surgical precision. Every Tor ship is disabled, not destroyed. Kane wants prisoners, not martyrs. The part ends with Tor survivors being loaded onto human ships. But these aren't rescue vessels, they're prison transports. The galaxy is about to learn that humans don't just fight wars differently, they finish them differently too. Asterisk, with the Tor fleet captured, Admiral Kane faces a choice that will define humanity's place in the galaxy. The other human captains want blood complaint, destruction of the Tor Empire, as payment for the genocide in Kala. But Kane has a different plan, one that's somehow more terrifying. On the liberated worlds of Kala, human medical teams work alongside engineers to rebuild what the Tor destroyed. The survivors watch in amazement as humans repair their worlds with the same efficiency they used to conquer their enemies. Pip, now free, watches human soldiers distribute food and medicine. These warriors who fought like monsters now act like healers. It's a contradiction that baffles the galaxy, but makes perfect sense to humans. They protect what they care about with absolute ferocity. Commander Brix sits in a human prison cell, trying to understand his captors. He expected torture or execution, but instead he's being treated according to something humans call war crimes laws. The irony isn't lost on him. The species that fights most brutally also has the strictest rules about protecting prisoners. Kane broadcasts a message to the entire galaxy. The transmission reaches every world, every fleet, every empire. His words are simple, but carry the weight of Earth's entire military might. The Kala system is under human protection. Any species that attacks peaceful worlds will answer to us. We don't make threats, we make promises. The galactic community reacts with shock and confusion. Most species don't understand the distinction humans make between protecting innocents and destroying enemies. They see only the contradiction of a species that shows both mercy and merciless efficiency. But some understand. The peaceful species begin sending quiet messages to Earth, asking about protection agreements. The aggressive empires begin planning how to deal with this new threat. On Earth, politicians debate Kane's actions. Some call him a hero, others a war criminal. But the Admiral doesn't care about politics, he cares about results. The Tor prisoners are put to work rebuilding Kala under human supervision. It's not revenge, it's justice with a human twist. The destroyers must become builders. The killers must become healers. The part ends with a gathering of galactic powers discussing the human problem. They don't understand that humans aren't trying to conquer the galaxy. They're trying to fix it. One war at a time. 1 year after the Battle of Kala, the galaxy has changed. The human fleet patrols the border between peaceful and aggressive species, creating what historians will later call the Kane Line. Admiral Kane stands on the observation deck of his flagship, watching construction ships rebuild the last damaged world in the Kala system. The work is nearly complete, but the real change isn't in the rebuilt cities, it's in the message. Humanity has sent to the galaxy. Several peaceful species have joined what humans call the Protected Worlds Alliance. They provide resources and intelligence while humanity provides military protection. It's a partnership built on mutual benefit, not conquest. The aggressive empires have formed their own alliance, the Galactic Defense Coalition. They claim they're protecting civilization from human barbarism, but everyone knows they're afraid. Humanity has proven that superior technology means nothing against superior tactics and unlimited determination. Commander Brix, now a work supervisor, on a rebuilt Kala world, watches Pip training with human soldiers. The young Vex has joined Earth's military academy, one of hundreds of alien recruits learning human warfare. The former enemies work together with the efficiency that only shared hardship can create. On Earth, the debate about humanity's galactic role continues. Some want to withdraw, others want to expand the protection zone. Admiral Kane testifies before the Human Defense Council about his decisions. They asked for salvation, he explains. We couldn't give them that. Salvation is something you find for yourself. But we could give them justice and the promise that it won't happen again. The story reveals that Kane's real strategy wasn't military, it was psychological. By showing both devastating warfare and strict ethical conduct, humanity has created something the galaxy has never seen. A species that fights like monsters, but acts like guardians. The aggressive empires are trapped. They can't attack peaceful worlds without facing human retaliation, but they can't unite against humanity without proving they're the villains in this story. Captain Rex reports to Kane about new distress signals from distant systems. More peaceful worlds are being attacked by different empires. The pattern is spreading. Aggressors testing whether humans will really travel across the galaxy to protect strangers. Kane looks at the star charts, showing threatened worlds scattered across space. His fleet can't be everywhere, but they don't need to be. The reputation of human justice is spreading faster than their ships. The story ends with Kane giving orders to his captains. New missions, new worlds to protect, new enemies to face. The Admiral knows this is only the beginning of humanity's galactic war against injustice. They cried for salvation, Kane says as his ships prepare to jump to the next crisis. We brought them something better. We brought them proof that someone is listening, someone cares, and someone will come. The final scene shows human ships jumping to faster-than-light travel, carrying their message of justice to a galaxy that's still learning what it means to have Deathworlders as guardians instead of conquerors.